She walked into that boardroom knowing she was dead. Do-Yun, the man she'd betrayed 4 years ago, was now her boss. And he'd just forced her into an impossible choice: work as his personal assistant for 1 year, or watch her brother die without the $30,000 surgery. 24 hours later, she did the unthinkable. While he was choking a VP to death, she grabbed the Korean Mafia boss's ear and twisted it like a misbehaving child. The bodyguards reached for their guns. The executives held their breath. He should have killed her. Instead, he smiled. What did she know that made her worth more alive than dead? This is the story of how a broke intern became the queen of a billion-dollar empire by pulling the most dangerous man in Seoul's ear. But to understand why she's still breathing, we need to go back 24 hours. Felicia Okafor stared at her reflection in the K-Corp bathroom mirror. Plain blouse, borrowed skirt. Resume printed on expensive paper to hide the fact that she was completely broke. She had $47,000 in debt, a brother who needed experimental surgery in 6 months, and exactly 0 options left. This internship was supposed to be simple: 3 months of coffee runs and filing, then disappear to Singapore or London. Somewhere far enough that the past couldn't find her. Somewhere he couldn't find her. The elevator climbed, 10th floor, 11th, 12th. Each ding tightened the knot in her stomach. Conference room B, 15th floor. She knocked twice. Come in. The voice stopped her heart. The man behind the desk wore a suit that cost more than her yearly rent. His hair was slicked back. Severe. Perfect. But it was the snake tattoo crawling up from his collar that confirmed her worst nightmare. Do-Yun Lee, the CEO of K-Corp. The man she'd loved. The man she'd destroyed. Hello, Felicia, he said quietly. It's been a long time. Run. Her brain screamed it, but her legs were cement. He stood slowly, predator, prey, checkmate, and walked to the door. The lock clicked. 4 years, he said, leaning against it. 4 years without a word. No goodbye. No explanation. You just vanished. Mr. Lee, I think there's been a mistake. Oh, there's been a mistake. His smile could cut glass. You made it when you thought you could walk out on me and I wouldn't find you. He picked up her resume. Felicia Okafor. Oxford finance degree. Currently $47,000 in debt from your brother's hospital bills. Very noble. Her blood turned to ice. How do you... I'm the CEO of a global conglomerate, Felicia. I know everything. He moved closer and she could smell that cologne, cedar and smoke, the scent that used to cling to her skin. Here's what's going to happen. You're taking this internship. You're working directly under me, and you're staying right where I can see you. I don't. Your brother needs another surgery in 6 months. Germany. Experimental treatment. $30,000. Insurance won't cover it. His voice dropped, became almost gentle. I'll pay for it. All of it. 1 year of your time. It wasn't an offer. It was a trap. Why? She whispered. He leaned in, breath ghosting her ear. Because you left without saying goodbye. Now you work for me until I decide you've earned the privilege of leaving. He held out a pen. Felicia looked at the contract. At the salary that would save her brother's life. At the man who'd once promised her forever before his world tried to kill her. She signed. As the ink dried, Do-Yun smiled. Smart girl. You start Monday. 6 a.m. Don't be late. What Felicia didn't know was that Do-Yun had been tracking her for 3 years. And what Do-Yun didn't know was that Felicia had a secret that would either save his life or destroy his empire. Monday, 5:45 a.m. Felicia arrived 15 minutes early because she refused to give him the satisfaction. The K-Corp tower was all glass and steel, the kind of place where dreams got monetized and packaged for shareholders. Her employee badge felt like a collar. 30th floor, the receptionist said with a knife smile. Mr. Lee is expecting you. Do-Yun's office had glass walls overlooking the entire floor, a throne for a king. You're early, he said, not looking up. You said 6 a.m. I said don't be late. Early and on time are different things. He pointed to a desk directly in front of his own. Not in the outer office, not in a cubicle. Right there, where he could watch her every breath. Your desk. It was going to be a long year. Tuesday. He made her organize his tie collection by color, fabric, and designer while he watched like a hawk. The navy brioni goes before the Xenia, he said. Surely Oxford taught you the difference between midnight and navy. Wednesday. Coffee run, 3 blocks away. Cash only. Line around the block. 1 shot espresso. Oat milk. 140 degrees. If it's cold, you're going again. She made the trip twice. Friday night, 8 p.m. The office was empty except for them. City lights glittered beyond the windows like fallen stars. Felicia's eyes burned from 40 hours of expense reports he'd demanded by end of day. Almost done? He asked. Almost. Good. He stretched, shirt pulling across his shoulders. I'm ordering dinner, Thai or Italian. She blinked. What? I'm not making you work on an empty stomach. Thai or Italian? Thai. Pad see extra vegetables, medium spice. Still your favorite? Her throat went tight. He remembered. They ate in silence. Bangkok garden containers spread across her desk like a peace offering. It felt like a memory. All those late nights 4 years ago when they were building something together. Before his mother made it clear that together was never an option for people like them. Why are you doing this? Felicia asked. Doing what? This. All of this. If you hate me, why not just fire me? He set down his chopsticks. I don't hate you, Felicia. I've spent a week reminding you what it feels like to be trapped. You left me without a word. Now you know how it feels. His phone buzzed. His jaw tightened. We have a visitor tomorrow. Someone important. I'm always professional. Good. Because Shin-ai doesn't tolerate competition well. The name hit like ice water. Shin-ai. The heiress his mother had chosen. The woman he was supposed to marry. She visits every Friday, Do-yeon said, something sharp in his tone. I'm sure you two will get along wonderfully. What he didn't tell Felicia was that Shin-ai wasn't just his mother's choice. She was also his half-brother's fiancé. And that half-brother was about to make his move. Friday, 10 a.m. Shin-ai arrived in a cloud of expensive perfume and Louboutin heels. She was beautiful in that cold, untouchable way. Porcelain skin, glossy waves, dress worth more than Felicia's tuition. Darling, she purred, kissing Do-yeon's cheek. He didn't lean in. You look exhausted. I'm fine, Shin-ai. Of course. She finally noticed Felicia. Oh, a new secretary. How quaint. Assistant, Do-yeon corrected. Felicia is my personal assistant. Shin-ai's eyes swept over Felicia like she was livestock. Interesting choice. I suppose diversity is very fashionable these days. Felicia's hands clenched beneath the desk. Felicia, would you get us refreshments? Shinny didn't wait for an answer. Green tea for me. Do-yeon knows how I like it. It wasn't a request. Felicia walked to the kitchenette. Through the glass wall, she could see Shin-ai perched on Do-yeon's desk, hand possessive on his shoulder. The jealousy was unwelcome. Infuriating. She brought the drinks back. As she turned to leave. Actually, this tea is too hot. I asked for warm, not scalding. Make another one. Felicia met Do-yeon's eyes. He was watching her, testing her. Of course. She picked up the cup. And tripped over absolutely nothing. Green tea cascaded all over Shin-ai's pristine, white Chanel dress. You clumsy! Do you know how much this costs? I'm so sorry, Felicia said, dripping false sincerity. It was an accident. Get away from me. Shin-ai's face was crimson. Do-yeon, are you going to? Accidents happen, Do-yeon said calmly. He wasn't even trying to hide his smirk. Felicia, escort Miss Shin to the washroom. That won't be necessary, Shinae stormed out. We'll talk about this later, darling. The moment the door closed, Do-yeon laughed. Actually laughed. Low and genuine, a sound Felicia hadn't heard in 4 years. That was the worst fake trip I've ever seen. I don't know what you mean, Mr. Lee. Of course not. He was grinning. Though, for the record, that dress was last season. Felicia couldn't stop her own smile. I'll keep that in mind. There won't be a next time. Shinae won't be visiting anymore. Something warm unfurled in her chest. Dangerous. What neither of them knew was that Shinae was already on the phone, with someone else. It's done, she said. Your brother just humiliated me in front of that woman. It's time to move to phase 2. On the other end, a man's voice, eerily similar to Do-yeon's, replied, Perfect. Delete her files. Make it look like she's the saboteur. We destroy them both. Tuesday, 6 a.m. Felicia arrived to find Do-yeon already in a meeting. The glass walls were frosted. Something serious. She opened her computer. Everything was gone. Presentation deck, 3 days of work. Financial reports, acquisition analysis, all of it. Vanished. Her heart hammered. This wasn't a glitch. This was sabotage. The office door opened. 3 executives filed out, followed by a younger man in an expensive suit who looked eerily like Do-yeon. Same jawline, same cold eyes. But where Do-yeon's eyes had fire, this man's had ice. He stopped at her desk with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. You must be the new assistant. I'm Ji-hoon, Do-yeon's brother. Felicia. She shook his hand, even though something about him made her skin crawl. I've heard a lot about you. His smile widened. Good to finally put a face to the name. Do-yeon appeared. Ji-hoon, don't you have a flight? Just wanted to meet your new assistant. The emphasis was deliberate. See you at the board meeting, brother. He left. Felicia could breathe again. Everything all right? Do-yeon asked. No, my files are gone, all of them. His expression darkened. Show me. IT was called. Logs reviewed. The conclusion was unavoidable. Someone with admin access had deleted her work using her login credentials. At 3 a.m., when security footage showed no one entering or leaving her apartment. Do-yeon's head of security said it carefully. Sir, the logs show the files were deleted from Miss Okafor's account. The implication was clear. Do-yeon's face turned to stone. Everyone out. Now. The moment they were alone, he turned to her. Did you do this? No. Why would I sabotage my own? Why did you leave 4 years ago? Why come back? Why should I trust anything you say? The words hit like a slap. You think I'm a spy? A saboteur? I think someone wants me to think that. His jaw was tight. And right now, all evidence points to you. So you're firing me? He moved closer, voice dropping. You're fired. Publicly. Loudly. So whoever did this thinks they've won. His hand emerged from his pocket holding something small and black. A tracker. And you're wearing this. You want to track me? I want to keep you alive. Whoever's doing this is playing a dangerous game. He clipped it to her bag, fingers brushing hers. Do you trust me? 4 years of history hung between them. No, she said honestly. Good. Smart answer. But you're going to have to pretend you do. 10 minutes later, the entire office watched Do-yeon march Felicia through the workspace, her belongings in a cardboard box. I don't tolerate theft or sabotage, he announced. Miss Okafor's employment is terminated effective immediately. As security escorted her to the lobby, she caught sight of Ji-hoon watching from the mezzanine. He was smiling. Her phone buzzed. Play along. I'm watching. Stay safe. She was exactly where she needed to be, even if it was in the middle of a trap. The bar was called Eclipse. Exposed brick, vintage bulbs, $30 cocktails with stories about botanicals. Felicia nursed a gin and tonic she couldn't afford. Do-yeon's tracker was in her bag. She wondered if he was watching the blinking dot right now. Ji-hoon slid onto the stool next to her like they'd planned to meet. which meant he'd been following her. Miss Okafor. He signaled the bartender. Whiskey, neat, and whatever the lady's having. I'm fine. You just lost your job. Surely you deserve a drink. His smile was Do-Yun's with all warmth surgically removed. My brother can be quite ruthless when he feels betrayed. Felicia sipped her gin, said nothing. We both know you. Didn't delete those files. His whiskey arrived. He swirled it. The question is, why did Do-Yun fire you anyway? Publicly humiliate you? Unless he's protecting you from something. Or someone. Her pulse quickened. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't you? He leaned closer. Expensive cologne. Aggressive. Nothing like Do-Yun's cedar and smoke. Let me paint a picture. You're drowning in debt. Your brother needs surgery. You take a job hoping for a lifeline, and instead, you're caught in a family war you don't understand. I'm not caught in anything. Aren't you? Then why is my brother's tracker in your purse right now? His smile widened. Oh yes, I know. Do-Yun always was sentimental about his pets. Felicia's hand tightened on her glass. What do you want? Finally, he pulled out his phone. Bank transfer form. $100,000. I want to help you. Your brother gets his surgery. Your debts disappear. All you do is help me with one small thing. Which is? Help me destroy him. The words hung poisonous between them. $100,000. Her brother's life. Or Do-Yun's death sentence. Why would I? Because he fired you. Humiliated you. 4 years ago, he chose his family over you. Now he's playing games with your life. Ji-hoon's voice was silk. Or maybe because you're smart enough to know Do-Yun is finished. The board meeting is next week. I have the votes. The only question is whether it's clean or bloody. And if I help you, it's clean. If you help me, it's profitable. He slid a business card across the bar. Friday, 2 p.m. All I need is for you to testify that Do-Yun's been embezzling, manipulating acquisition numbers, using K-Corp as his personal piggy bank. That's not true. Truth is negotiable in a boardroom. What matters is who tells the most convincing story. He stood, dropping cash for both drinks. You have until Friday morning. And Felicia? If you tell Do-Yun about this conversation, I'll make sure your brother never gets that surgery. The hospital in Germany will mysteriously lose his file. These things happen. He left. Felicia waited 30 seconds, then reached into her jacket pocket and stopped the recording on her phone. Got you. She called Do-Yun from a burner phone. It's me. Ji-hoon just left. Silence. Then, did he hurt you? No. He offered me money to testify against you at the board meeting. Felicia, I recorded everything. I need to see you. Somewhere private. What she didn't tell him was that while Ji-hoon was talking, she'd noticed something in his jacket. A small vial. The same kind used to transport high-concentration poisons. The kind that smell like bitter almonds. Do-Yun's penthouse was exactly as she remembered. Floor-to-ceiling windows. City sprawling below. That black leather couch where they'd talked about forever. He was by the window when she arrived, tie loosened, jacket gone, exhausted. Play it, he said. She pulled out her phone. Ji-hoon's voice filled the apartment, laying out his conspiracy. When it finished, Do-Yun's jaw could shatter diamonds. He threatened your brother. He threatened a lot of things. But now we have proof. It's not enough. Do-Yun turned. His eyes were dark with something dangerous. A recording of a private conversation? His lawyers will call it hearsay, entrapment. We need more. Like what? Like catching him in the act. He moved closer. Friday's board meeting. You're attending. How? I'm fired. Publicly, privately, you're still on payroll. You'll walk in as my guest. When Ji-hoon makes his move, you'll be ready. Ready for what? To be brilliant. His hand almost touched her face. Stopped just short. Like you've always been. 4 years of unspoken words hung between them. Do-Yun, she whispered. Why are you really doing this? You could have paid for my brother's surgery and sent me away. Because I'm selfish. Because even if you hate me, I'd rather have you here where I can see you than wonder where you are every second. I don't hate you. You should. His thumb brushed her cheekbone. I let you go once. I let my mother convince me you'd taken her money. I spent 4 years hating you when I should have been looking for you. Do-yeon, let me finish. I don't deserve another chance. I'm being cruel, keeping you trapped. But I swear, after we deal with Ji-hoon, if you want to leave, I'll let you go. I'll pay for everything and never contact you again. Until then, we're in this together, she finished. He nodded. She should walk away. Run before her heart made the same mistake twice. Instead, there's something else. Ji-hoon said he already has the votes. What if the recording isn't enough? His smile was sharp. Then it's good I've been planning for this since Ji-hoon joined the company. The business lunch was supposed to be routine. Do-yeon, 3 board members, acquisition reps. Felicia wasn't supposed to be there. Fired employees didn't attend executive lunches, but Do-yeon insisted she come as his consultant. Mingles, 3 Michelin stars, where billionaires made deals over Wagyu and $1,000 wine. Felicia sat at Do-yeon's right, supposedly reviewing her tablet, actually watching everything. The board members discussed the acquisition like chess, assets, layoffs, stock price reactions. Do-yeon played his part, the decisive CEO who'd built an empire. But Felicia saw the tension in his shoulders, the way his eyes tracked every waiter. He was expecting something. The wine arrived mid-second course. 1982 Chateau Latour. The sommelier presented it like a religious artifact. Poured a taste for Do-yeon. Do-yeon swirled it, brought it to his nose. Felicia smelled it. Bitter almonds. Faint. Barely detectable under the wine's aroma. Cyanide. Her hand shot out before thought, knocking the glass from Do-yeon's hand. It shattered. Red wine. Broken crystal. Explosion. Everyone froze. What the hell? A board member sputtered. I'm sorry, Felicia said, voice steady though her heart hammered. I thought I saw. No. Do-yeon's hand caught her wrist, his eyes locked on hers. She saw the moment he understood. Call security, now. The sommelier ran. Didn't make it far. Do-yeon's bodyguards, positioned discreetly near the entrance, caught him before he reached the door. Chaos. Diners standing, staff rushing, manager apologizing. Do-yeon ignored it all. His hand was still on Felicia's wrist, tight enough to bruise. You saved my life, he said quietly. The smell. Bitter almonds. Cyanide. Her words rushed out. Do-yeon, someone just tried to poison you. I know. He pulled her up. We're leaving. All of you. Stay and cooperate with police. The bodyguards surrounded them. Protective barrier. Exit. This wasn't corporate sabotage anymore. This was murder. In the car, Felicia's hands shook, adrenaline crashing. Do-yeon sat beside her, hand wrapped around hers, thumb moving in slow circles. How did you know? He asked. She told him about her undergraduate thesis, historical poisoning cases, the genetic ability to smell cyanide. You studied poisoning? Forensic accounting. Poison was a side interest. She laughed, slightly hysterical. Never thought it would be useful. He stared at her like she'd grown a second head. You never cease to amaze me, Felicia Okafor. What neither of them knew was that Ji-hoon was already making his next move, and this time it involved Do-yeon's mother. Do-yeon's apartment. Silent car ride, Felicia's hands still shaking. Do-yeon beside her, hand around hers, thumb in circles. How did you know? He asked finally. My undergrad thesis. Historical poisoning cases. Cyanide smells like bitter almonds to about 40% of people. I'm one of them. You studied poisoning? Forensic accounting. Poison was just a side interest. She laughed, edges of hysteria. Never thought it would actually save someone's life. He stared at her. You never cease to amaze me. Don't. I couldn't let... Her voice broke. Do-Yun, you almost died. But I didn't. Because of you. He turned her face toward him. Gentle. You could have let me drink it. Ji-hoon offered you money. You could have been free of me. Is that what you think? That I want you dead? I don't know what to think anymore. Raw. Vulnerable. 4 years ago, you left. You took money from my mother. At least, that's what she told me. I convinced myself you never loved me. That it was all about money, but now... Now what? Now you saved my life. His forehead touched hers. He was trembling. Felicia, tell me the truth. Why did you really leave? This was the moment. Tell him everything. But his phone rang. Screen. Expression went cold. It's my mother. I need to take this. Then take it. He answered on speaker. Mother. Darling, I heard about Mingles. How terrifying. Are you all right? Smooth. Concerned. Perfectly calibrated. I'm fine. Someone tried to poison me. Poison. Good heavens. Do they know who? Not yet, but they will. His eyes met Felicia's. I need to ask you something. 4 years ago, when Felicia left me, did you give her money? Silence. Then, I don't see how that's relevant. Did you give her money? Yes or no? Pause. Yes. 1,000,001. She took it and left. Why are we discussing ancient history? How much did you threaten her with before she took it? I beg your pardon? Do-Yun's voice was ice. What did you say to make her leave? Did you threaten her family? Her future? Or did you threaten me? I did what any mother would do. Protected my son from an unsuitable match. That woman was clearly after your money. That woman just saved my life. Quiet. Deadly. That woman knocked poison out of my hand. That woman has been protecting me since she walked back into my life, even after everything we put her through. Felicia's breath caught. I put her through nothing. You put her through hell, and I helped you. His hand tightened on Felicia's. What did you tell her? What did you say to make her leave? Silence stretched so long the call seemed dropped. Then Mrs. Lee's voice came through. Smaller. I told her that if she didn't leave, I would destroy you. Use my shares to remove you from the company. Cut you off from the family. Make sure you ended up with nothing. I told her she could take the money and disappear, or stay and watch me take everything from you out of spite. Do-Yun's face went white. I was protecting you. You were so young, so naive. You would have thrown away your future for a penniless girl. Get out. What? Get out of my apartment. Get out of my company. Get out of my life. Voice shaking with rage. You're no longer welcome in any property I own. My lawyers will send paperwork. Darling, you can't be serious. He hung up. Long moment. Neither moved. Then Do-Yun turned to Felicia. Tears on his face. I'm sorry, he whispered. God, Felicia, I'm so sorry. All this time, I thought you'd betrayed me. Thought you'd chosen money over us. But you were protecting me. You sacrificed everything to protect me. And I... Stop. She touched his face. Wiped tears. Do-Yun, stop. It's okay. It's not okay. 4 years hating you when I should have been looking for truth. I brought you back, trapped you, made you work for me like revenge, and all along you were the one who'd been hurt. Do-Yun. She kissed him. Soft, gentle, tasting salt. I forgave you a long time ago. How? Arms around her, crushing. How can you forgive me? Because I love you, you idiot. Laughing against his mouth, crying too. I've loved you for 4 years. Even when I hated you, I loved you. Why do you think I came back? The money. Your brother's surgery. Was an excuse. The moment I saw your name on that interview invitation, I should have run. But I didn't. Because some stupid part of me thought maybe, just maybe, we'd get a second chance. He kissed her again. Deeper. Like making up for 4 years in a single moment. Breathless when they broke apart. We're going to fix this. Do-yoon said. Stop Ji-hoon, save the company, and then? Smile. Soft. Real. The smile she'd fallen in love with. And then, I'm going to spend the rest of my life making this up to you. That's a long time. Good. I plan to take my time. What they didn't know was that Ji-hoon had been listening to the entire conversation. He'd bugged Do-yeon's apartment months ago, and now he knew that Felicia was Do-yeon's weakness. Perfect, he said into his phone. The gala is in 2 days. That's when we make our move, and this time I'm not using poison. On the other end, Shinae's voice. What are you using? A gun. The annual shareholders' gala made the news. Seoul's elite packed the Grand Hyatt Ballroom. Diamonds, designer, labels, K-Corp's record-breaking year, crystal chandeliers, champagne like water, string quartet. Felicia stood near the edge in midnight blue silk Do-yeon had bought. She felt like an imposter, but Do-yeon's hand at her back kept her grounded. You look beautiful, he murmured. You've said that 3 times. I'll say it 100 more before the night is over. Hand squeezed her waist. Are you ready? She touched the small recording device in her clutch. Ready. Ji-hoon was across the room. Several board members. Confident. Victorious. Already won. Shinae on his arm. Engagement ring catching light. Corporate coup wrapped in family alliance. 8 p.m. The announcement. CEO of K-Corp invited to the stage. Do-yeon squeezed Felicia's hand once, walked through the crowd, climbed the steps. Confidence. Owned the room. Technically did. Good evening, he began. Thank you all for coming to celebrate. Actually, Ji-hoon interrupted. Stepped forward. Before we celebrate, there's urgent business to discuss. Room went quiet. The board has become aware of certain irregularities in the financial reports. Moving toward stage. Irregularities pointing to embezzlement and fraud at the highest levels. Murmurs rippled. Do-yeon's expression didn't change. Serious accusations. I assume you have evidence? I do. Ji-hoon pulled out a folder. Over 6 months, nearly $10 million funneled from K-Corp into private accounts, controlled by you. Murmurs grew louder. I see. Where did you get this information? From a source close to you. Someone who's seen the truth. Ji-hoon's smile was triumphant. Someone who knows all your secrets. He gestured. From the crowd, a figure emerged. Former head of accounting, retired 3 months ago under mysterious circumstances. Mr. Park has agreed to testify you ordered him to falsify records and hide transactions, Ji-hoon said. The board has voted. As of this moment, you're removed as CEO of K-Corp. Room exploded into noise, but Do-yeon just smiled. Interesting. There's just one problem with your story, brother. And what's that? Mr. Park isn't testifying against me, he's testifying against you. Ji-hoon's expression flickered. What? When you approached Mr. Park 3 months ago and offered him money to help frame me, he came to me first. We've been building a case against you ever since. Do-yeon nodded to the back. Security, if you would. Doors opened. Police officers walked in. Ji-hoon's face went white. This is ridiculous. You can't. Oh, I can. You embezzled funds, falsified records, tried to stage a coup using forged evidence, and... Pause, eyes cold. You tried to have me poisoned. Room gasped. That's a lie. You have no proof? Actually, Felicia said, stepping forward. Every eye turned. We do. She climbed to the stage, heart pounding, hands steady, pulled out her phone, connected to sound system. This is a recording of a conversation I had with Ji-hoon Lee 5 days ago. In it, he admits to framing me for sabotage, threatens my family, and offers me money to testify falsely against Do-yeon. She pressed play. Ji-hoon's voice filled the ballroom. Conspiracy laid out in perfect detail. The room listened in stunned silence. His plan to destroy his brother. Take the company. Use K-Corp's resources for enrichment. When it finished, no one moved. That recording is inadmissible, Ji-hoon said desperately. She recorded me without consent. Actually, in South Korea, one-party consent is legal, Felicia said calmly. I was party to the conversation, perfectly admissible. Ji-hoon lunged. Do-yeon moved like lightning, stepped between them. Fist connected with Ji-hoon's jaw. Sent him sprawling. Don't you ever, Do-yeon said, voice lethal, speak to her like that again. Ji-hoon struggled to his feet. Blood on lip. Hand went to jacket. Felicia saw the gun a second before he pulled it. If I can't have the company, Ji-hoon snarled, then neither can you. He fired. Do-yeon shoved Felicia behind him. Bullet hit his shoulder instead of her chest. He went down hard, blood blooming across white shirt. Do-yeon! Felicia screamed. Ballroom erupted. Police rushed stage. Ji-hoon tried to run, tackled by security. Shin-ae shrieking, distancing from fiancé turned attempted murderer. But Felicia only had eyes for Do-yeon, dropped to knees beside him, pressed hands against wound. No, 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 stay with me, Do-yeon, stay with me. Okay, he slurred. Shoulder, not fatal. You're bleeding everywhere. Dramatic, like you. Hand came up, touched her face, left blood smear on her cheek. Did I protect you? You idiot. You beautiful, stupid idiot. Crying now. Didn't care who saw. Why would you do that? Because, eyes starting to close. You're worth everything. Paramedics were there, pushing her aside, loading him onto stretcher. Felicia followed to ambulance, in bloody blue dress, holding Do-yeon's hand the entire way. In the ambulance, as the paramedics worked, Felicia noticed something. Do-yeon's hand was gripping hers with more strength than someone who'd just been shot should have. His eyes, though half closed, were clear, alert. He'd known. He'd known Ji-hoon would bring a gun. He'd worn a bulletproof vest under his shirt. The blood was from a blood pack. This had all been planned. But why didn't he tell her? The hospital was too bright, too clean, too quiet. Felicia sat in the private room Do-yeon had been moved to after surgery, watching him sleep. The bullet had gone clean through his shoulder. Painful, bloody, but not life-threatening according to the official report. But she'd seen the bulletproof vest in the trash, seen the blood pack. He'd known. The news was spreading. Ji-hoon arrested for attempted murder, embezzlement, corporate fraud. Shin-ae investigated as potential accomplice. Board issued statement reaffirming. Do-yeon as CEO, apologizing for the unfortunate incident. Mrs. Lee had tried to visit. Felicia had the nurses turn her away. Some bridges, once burned, didn't get rebuilt. You're still here. Do-yeon's voice was rough. She turned. He was watching her, eyes clearer than before. Where else would I be? Somewhere safe. Somewhere far from me and my disaster of a family. Shut up. She moved to sit on edge of his bed. How are you feeling? Like I got shot. He tried to sit up. Winced. But alive. Thanks to you. Thanks to stupidity. You jumped in front of a bullet. You knocked poison out of my hand. He countered. I'd say we're even. She laughed, wiping eyes. This is insane. This whole situation is insane. I know. His good hand found hers. Felicia, I need to tell you something. If it's an apology, I swear I'll smother you with that pillow. Not an apology, a proposal. He reached into bedside table drawer, pulled out a folder. Well, technically a contract. First, then a proposal. Do-yeon. Just read it. She opened the folder. Inside was a single sheet of paper. Employment contract. At the top, in bold letters. Position, CEO's wife. Salary, everything I own. Duration, forever. Her breath caught. It's not romantic, Do-yeon said quickly. I know it's not. I should have roses and a ring and a speech. But I'm lying in a hospital bed after getting shot by my brother, and you're covered in my blood, and I can't wait anymore. Felicia, I love you. I've loved you for 4 years. Even when I thought I hated you. I want to marry you. I want to give you everything. She kissed him, cut off rambling, pulled back, smiling through tears. You're an idiot, she said. Is that a yes? Depends. Does the position come with health insurance? Because you clearly need it. He laughed, winced. Don't make me laugh. It hurts. Good. You deserve it for scaring me. She looked at contract again. Ridiculous salary line. Word, forever. Daeyeon, are you sure? Your mother will disown you. The board will think you're crazy. Your life would be so much easier if... If what? If I married someone my mother approved of? Someone who'd smile prettily at galas and never challenge me? Someone who wouldn't knock poison out of my hand or record my enemies or pull my ear in front of the entire board? He pulled her closer with good arm. Felicia, I don't want easy. I want you. Even though I'm broke? Especially because you're broke, it means you're not here for the money. I might be here for the health insurance. I'll take it. He produced a pen from somewhere. Same drawer, probably. So, what do you say, Miss Okafor? Will you accept the position? Felicia looked at the contract, at the man offering her everything, at the future she'd thought impossible. She took the pen. I have conditions, she said. Name them. 1. My brother gets the surgery, immediately. Already arranged. 2. I want a real job, not just as your wife. I want to work. Head of finance. Position's yours if you want it. 3. If your mother ever threatens me again, I'm pulling more than your ear. He grinned. Deal. She signed the contract with a flourish. Position accepted, Mr. Lee. Excellent. He pulled her down for another kiss, deeper this time. Now we just need to make it legal. You want to get married right now? You're in a hospital bed. I've waited 4 years. I'm not waiting another day. He pressed the call button. Besides, hospitals can do emergency ceremonies, life-threatening situations and all that. You're not dying. I'm dying without you. Close enough. Nurse appeared, concerned. Mr. Lee, is everything all right? Perfect. I need you to find whoever can officiate a wedding, immediately. Nurse blinked. Sir, I'll double your salary for the year. Just find someone who can marry us in the next hour. She looked at Felicia, who shrugged helplessly. He's very determined when he wants something. Clearly, the nurse said, I'll see what I can do. They were married at 3 a.m. in a private hospital room, 2 nurses as witnesses. Very confused hospital chaplain officiating. Felicia wore her blood-stained blue gala dress. Do-yeon wore a hospital gown, arm in sling. Least romantic wedding in history. It was perfect. I now pronounce you husband and wife, chaplain said, looking like he wasn't sure this was real. You may kiss the bride. Do-yeon pulled Felicia down, kissed her with all the passion of a man who'd almost died and decided to live instead. When they broke apart, the nurses were crying. Welcome to the family, Mrs. Lee, Do-yeon murmured. That's Mrs. Lee Okafor to you, she corrected. I'm keeping my name. Of course you are, grinning like a fool. Wouldn't expect anything less from my queen. Nurses left with chaplain, promising to file paperwork in morning. Do-yeon pulled Felicia into hospital bed beside him, careful of shoulder. So, he said, how does it feel to be married to the CEO of K-Corp? Ask me again when you're not high on pain medication. I'm completely sober. You absolutely are not. Fine, but I'm sober enough to know I love you. Hand found hers, threaded fingers together. 4 years ago, I let you go because I was too proud to fight, too convinced you'd betrayed me. I won't make that mistake again. Good, because I'm not going anywhere. She kissed his forehead. We're in this together now, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. He pulled her closer, though preferably not for a very long time. Agreed. I just got you back. I'm not ready to lose you again. They lay there, quiet hospital room, watching sunrise through window, city waking below, soul stretching in all its chaotic, beautiful glory. Somewhere out there, Ji-hoon sat in a jail cell. Mrs. Lee was plotting her next move. the board, scrambling damage control. But in this moment, none of that mattered. Felicia, Do-Yoon's voice getting drowsy, pain medication kicking in. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for pulling my ear in front of the entire company. She laughed softly. That's what wives are for. Is it? Absolutely. It's in the contract. Didn't you read the fine print? Must have missed it. Eyes closing. Remind me to check later. I will. Now sleep. Love you, he mumbled. Love you too, you dramatic idiot. He fell asleep with a smile on his face. Felicia stayed awake, watching him breathe. The dragon of K-Corp, brought low by a bullet and brought back by love. It sounded like something from those short dramas everyone was obsessed with. But it was real, and it was theirs. 3 months later, the headlines read, K-Corp CEO Do-Yoon Lee announces marriage to new CFO Felicia Lee Okafor. Stock prices soar. The photo showed them at a press conference. Do-Yoon in a sharp suit, arm around his wife's waist. Felicia in a power suit that meant business, her hand resting protectively on his chest, right over where his heart beat steady and strong. And if you looked very carefully at Do-Yoon's ear in the photo, you could see the faintest hint of red. Because some things, Felicia had decided, were worth repeating. But this story isn't over yet. Because 6 months later, at another K-Corp gala, a woman in a black dress approached Felicia at the bar. Mrs. Lee Okafor, she said with a smile that didn't reach her eyes, I'm